Okay, this video I would like to introduce a command called duplicate. This command can help you to detect whether your data set has any repeat observations. So what is a repeat observation? It means the observation that share the same value of specific variables or share the same value of all variables. And since they have exactly the same value of some variables, sometimes we will consider such observation does not is kind of redundant since they give the same information. So sometimes maybe you want to drop this, and you can use this command to detect them and do some treatment. So how do we use this? Is you just type duplicate, and there are several options you can use. For example, you can type report and put the variable you want to detect, and it will show the number of observations with the same serial, this variable. And remember, this variable is a household serial number. So each household will have one what has the corresponding value of this variable of the serial number. But our data set actually is individual level data. So several household members will share the same household serial number. So in our data set, actually, people might have the individual a group of individual might share the same serial numbers. Okay, so this is reasonable in our data set. But in some other data set, for example, maybe you try to detect the individual ID, it should be uniquely identified observations. But if you find two persons share the same individual ID, that could be some that means your data might have some problem, and you might need to do some intervention or some treatment. Okay. So if you do not specify any variables, it will show the number of observations with the same characteristic in terms of all variables. Okay, in terms of the value of all variables. Okay. So this is the output if you want to report the serial variable, this variable. And you can see the first column will show the number of copies in the data set. So one means just unique. These observations, around 5,500 observations, has unique serial value, serial number, a serial variable. The value of serial variable is unique. So there's no surplus, no redundant or extra variable. And two means there are two copies. This observation, around 13,000 observations that have have the two copies in terms of the value of serial. So that means half of them actually, if you just want to keep one serial number, one observation, you might need to drop half of them because they have the same serial number. And three means this observation have three copies. So around 11,000 observation have three copies. So that means only one third we should keep, and 2/3 kind of like repeated in terms of the serial variables. So the surplus is around 1/3. So this times 2/3 is equal to 7,600. Okay. Okay, so if you, in terms of all variable, typically should be unique identified observation. So all observation just one copy in terms of all variable, the value of all variables. That's typical case. If you find there's some copies, some repeat observation, sometimes you might consider drop it. Okay. And here is give you more example for the option. They can do a lot of things, and you can use help to learn this more by yourself. Example, it will give you some example of in terms of this variable if they have repeat observation, have exactly the same the observation have exactly the same value of in terms of this variable. And here is you just want to show the first 100 observation, 1 to 100 observation. And list is give you complete list. So that means it's just not give you one example, it's just it give you all the observation that share the same serial, age, and years. Okay, so how does it means? If you put a example, it will show some, give you some example, but it will not show all the observation that have the same serial, age, and year. It's just one group give you, group 1 give you one example, group 2 give you another example. But if you use the list, it will show complete list. For example, these are the same things, and they show is observation 17, observation 19, and you can check from the STATA. So observation 17, observation 19, they are duplicate. They have the same age and the serial number and year. So you can see, right? There are 16 serial number and age are the same, 39, right? 39. And also they have the same year, where's the year? 2014. So they are the same. So it can help you to detect where is the repeat observation in terms of these variables. And there's also other options also useful. You can use tag to generate new variable called as repeat. That's the name you can make by yourself. You can name any variable name, that's fine. And you will generate this, that will let you know how many repeat observations how many copy you have for this observation, for this specific for this variable, for specific observations. So you can see if you type this, it will generate a new variable, and you can try to see a number. So this will generate a new variable you can see in the last. So this means this observation have 4 copies. This observation have 1. Another 4, it will show up in your data set. So another 4 actually is here. They share the same serial number. So 4 means except for this observation, they have 4 other brothers, 4 other copies. Okay, in terms of serial. Okay, in terms of. Okay, and drop is also useful observation. If you want to drop this repeat observation in terms of some variable, you can use this. And sometimes Stata might not allow you to do that. You can use force to enforce them have to do that, and that will make, if you implement this, that will make each household will only left one observation, because we want to keep our data set just have one serial number, one observation. So if you do that, you will drop observation with the same serial. Just keep one. Okay. So you can see, originally we have 60,000 observations. If we do that, it will become, you drop around 3,000, 30,000. So it will just have 22,000. Okay. So each household only have one serial number, unique serial number. So basically, each household keep one household member left.